So I just wanted to do a another video update. As you can see, there's a fair bit more in the tank now. So there's the couple of clowns that were introduced a few weeks ago. They're doing really well, and the little one towards the top there has grown quite well. There's also 5 blue/green chromas. You can see them. They actually went in yesterday. One of them disappeared since. I genuinely thought it was dead because I didn't see it at all. It went in the tank and just disappeared completely. But all 5 are out today. They're still pretty small, but I wanted to get them small, and hopefully they all came out of the same tank. So hopefully that'll sort of cut back on any aggression, and they'll get a pecking order. But they're lively enough, happy enough, all gone in okay. So the greens are at the front. Was purchased off a member on Ultimate Reef again yesterday. That went in last night about 9:30, and the lights were off. They've only come on for the first time today with it in. It's on a little bit of live rock. I don't know if you can really see it under there. The crab's showing quite a bit of interest in it. It was on the sandbed in the previous tank, but I quite like it up there. I don't know whether it will stay up there or not. I'll going to leave it a week and see how it settles down, and then I might move it. And I also got this pulsing xenia, I think it is. It's a small. Well, I thought it was quite small, but it seems pretty big there, to be honest. It's on a small piece of rock, and again, it was on the sandbed in the tank that I got it from. But it seems quite big there. It's fairly near the top, but it's getting a little bit of flow from the return pump, as you can see up there, and it seems to like that. So I'll leave it, see how it goes. If it starts sort of getting too big or a bit out of control, then I don't really know what I'll do with it, but we'll see. But it's certainly added a bit more interest to the main tank. I have had a problem with these power heads. So if you've seen previous videos, they were on each side, but they're now over both this side. And the grey one, the CC branded one, the bottom one's a TMC, which is a CC rebranded basically, was always really rattly. Don't know why. The TMC was like that for about a week and it settled down, but this one was always rattly. Took it out, cleaned it 2 or 3 times, always the same. Contacted the supplier and ironically gave it another clean out and moved it to that side of the tank, and it seems alright. So I've got one at the bottom sort of pointing towards the leather that's going to molt again. That's probably the 3rd time in as many weeks. I don't know. It's grown really well, but it seems to go through this sort of molt cycle every probably 7 to 10 days. It'll sort of look like that, which is a bit ugly, but yeah, and then it'll come out lovely for a week, and then it'll molt again. So it seems happy enough, but it does prefer the flow to obviously get rid of the sort of white stringy stuff that comes off it. So I put the grey one up the top, and it's pointing more towards the middle of the tank, just to sort of diffuse around the rock a little bit. So and it's quieting right down. Ironically, it's now as quiet as the other one. So God knows, I'll leave it there, and I think the flow is alright. The fish don't seem to mind, and there's no real build up on the sandbed of any muck. So that bit down there is what the crabs pulled off the live rock on that the Zoa's on. So you can see him on there. He's having another poke around. So yeah, had played a little bit with the sump. The last video I'd put some foam in this divider. I've took that back out because it clogged up and backfilled the first inlet. So the sponge square that's just got some floss in there and some matting is doing well. I clean it out once a week. The skimmer's going okay. I had a bit of a problem with that in the week, but it's skimming all right, and it's putting out some gunk. That got blocked the other week, so I had to clean all that and take it apart. That's okay. A little refugium. I need to get a new bulb. This is only a 10 watt, I think it is, LED bulb, and the Cheeto I had just wasn't strong enough. So I need to get another ball of Cheeto and a new bulb. I've been suggested a sort of 20 watt LED would be okay, so I'm going to go with that. And obviously the return with the bag of carbon seems alright. Other than that, it's pretty much as is, really. It's going well. There's a bit more life in the refugium now, and they all, you know, everything seems okay. The little fire shrimp has made an appearance. He comes out every so often, usually around feeding time, which they've just been fed. The only problem I am having is this little Nazareth snail at the front. There's one at the back, you can see he's cruising around, no problems. I only had 2 in there. This one's been sat there for probably 2 or 3 days now, tentacle in, not really moved. Normally he would bury himself, but he hasn't for some reason. I've left him. I think he's still alive. I'll probably leave it, you know, over the weekend, and if he hasn't moved over the weekend, then see what he take him out and have a look. But yeah, it's going reasonably well. I'm then ironing about an additional light strip, so I've got two aqua ray strips at the moment, but it is only taking, you've got another 2 holes here for another strip that you could go in the middle. So yeah, I might do that. The fish are okay at the moment. I'm looking on eBay, and if there's a cheap one that comes up, I might grab one. But yeah, I think I'm pretty much maxed out fish wise with the chromis and the clowns. I want to get a torch for the clowns and see if they'll host it, but we go away on holiday in a few weeks, so I don't want to really put much more in there now, to be fair. But other than that, it's going well. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.